you can tell very different stories, very different histories, I should say, about objects that seem remarkably normal. A wedding ring as an object can be a starting point to tell a history about marriage, but at the same time it can be a starting point to tell a history of divorce. First Person Arts had the idea to create a first-person museum, and then asked me to help them do that by providing students to help develop the exhibit. The idea with the First Person Museum was to really focus the gaze of the museum on the objects of ordinary people. So rather than celebrate the unique or extraordinary, as so many museums do, we wanted this exhibit to really wrangle with the stuff that average everyday folks consider important, and we wanted to think about how those people value their objects. We knew what the things were, and we knew what stories people tell about the things, but what we didn't know is how these things figure historically in a broad American past, and that was the job of my students, to help put the stories and the things into some kind of historical context. If you like Sarah's Caption 1 and Caption 2 equally well, then we'll have some debate and discussion. We set a limit of 50 words on the captions that my students would write to create historical context for the objects. And then the class, together with First Person Arts, collectively decide which caption was most appropriate for each object.
The object was a set of dolls that were handmade and owned by a woman named Iris. Because they were handmade by an African-American woman, they actually took on for her a tone of sort of empowerment, you know, that she's able to craft these items in her own image, and that they mean something different to her than they might mean in the hands of someone else. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15 votes for caption number 3. I thought we had really good discussion about what constitutes a good caption for a museum and how to effectively communicate this kind of historical information to a larger public.
Projects like the First Person Museum serve to show Philadelphians that history is not just colonial history, but that we all participate in a historical process, and that process is ongoing, and it's vibrant, and it's worth talking about with people from all walks of life.